Hi, I'm Jody Seeley, and I'm back again today to have another conversation with the Calgary and Area Child Advocacy Center. Now, October is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and all month long, we've been having numerous conversations about our role in the community in helping to prevent child abuse. Today, I'm really delighted to have Sandi Pineda-Selva join us. One of the key CCAC programs is called POST. It helps in our area of prevention. Sandi, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be here.
Now, let's just dive right in because I'm excited to learn more about POST. I know it stands for something, so I'd love you to tell us all about it and kind of what this program is.
Yeah, so POST is the Prenatal Outreach Support Team, and we work with people who are pregnant up to 3 months postpartum. And our program consists of outreach, the Calgary Police, as well as a registered nurse. And so we all work together to provide really holistic care to those very vulnerable pregnant Calgarians.
Now, what are some of the issues that you see sort of present to people who utilize the POST program?
Yeah, so we have a lot of really complex issues that our clients are facing. So that could include things like substance use, domestic violence, criminal activity, or severe mental health. So those are really tough things for people to deal with on their own. And so POST is there to help people who are pregnant get ready for what's to come with baby to make sure that everyone is safe and happy when baby comes.
Now, can you speak to some of the barriers that are experienced by the individuals that you serve with the POST program?
Yeah, so our barriers that we see are things like homelessness, food insecurity, trouble navigating systems, and that includes things like healthcare, which we know is so incredibly important when it comes to people who are pregnant. And we know when we think about child abuse prevention that some of the protective factors to prevent child abuse is making sure that people have a community that surrounds them, have access to housing, have safe and reliable family and friends around them. And so that's what POST does is we work with people while they're pregnant in order to make sure that they have those things even before baby even comes.
Well, and I appreciate that we can have a good conversation about this, Sandi, because I'm not sure that the average person thinks about, when you think about someone being pregnant or a baby on the way, you usually think joyful times, joyful situations, and that might not always be the case. And I'm not sure the average person thinks about these sort of issues and barriers that a lot of people in our communities face.
Yeah, for sure. So most of post clients have unplanned pregnancies. And so that means that they haven't prepared for what this might mean for the way that they're experiencing their life at the time. And so it could be a time for dramatic shifts in the way that they're living their life. And they need a lot of support in order to do that. So if people choose to want to parent, then that's where post comes in and really tries to help them get ready. So whatever that might look like for them, we really try and empower our clients so that we walk alongside them and make sure that they're doing the things that they want to do in order to get ready.
Now, in the recent community report that was released from the CCAC, it said that 55% increase occurred with the number of people you're serving through this POST program. So you're obviously getting more referrals to that program. Where do they come from?
Yeah, so because of our partnership with the Calgary Police Service, most of our referrals come from the police. So that is through domestic violence or also involvement in criminal activity. So that's where most of our referrals come from. But other referrals come from medical resources, so medical clinics or even the hospital. So if someone has barriers to accessing those medical appointments, oftentimes doctors and nurses will reach out to post so that we can help break down some of those barriers so that people can attend those appointments. So that could be something like, they're homeless and so they can't keep track of when those appointments are, and so we can help remind them of when it is and even provide transportation and a hand to hold while they're going through some of those appointments.
I think it's incredible that we have this type of program in place. And also in that report, we read that 83% of the clients that you served through POST increased their support systems. Now, again, the average person probably doesn't think about what that support system looks like, but in a lot of these incidents, that support system is going to be key moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just what you spoke about earlier about how we think about pregnancy as this happy time where people gather together to celebrate. But in fact, that's not always true. And so when people are pregnant and come to the post program, often we find that they're really isolated. And that's a risk factor for child abuse. And so that's where post really steps in to build a community around people so that they have people to celebrate with, they have people to count on, they have people to get through some of these really tough times and experiences that they're facing.
And a lot of times, I guess it would go sort of without saying that sometimes there can be a lot of cycles when it comes to abuse. So the fact that we have a program like yours with Post, where we get to start right at the very beginning, it helps to end some of that stigma and help to educate and support through, which is pretty fantastic at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a great program. And one of the things that we strive for is to be able to provide the people who we serve hope. Because oftentimes when they start working with us, they're coming to us hopeless, even though it should be a time of wonderful joy, they're feeling isolated and hopeless. And so if they can leave the post program feeling like there's hope for the future for both them and baby, then we've done our job.
And I think, too, for people we are educating through our Child Abuse Prevention Month and letting them know that there is key elements like this program in place for the prevention of it. Because sometimes I would think, we could admit the thought of having a child abuse free world seems a little bit overwhelming. And so when we break it down to these are achievable steps for people.
Absolutely. I mean, parenting is really, really difficult. And so, if we can provide resources and parenting skills and tips and tricks to those people who are pregnant, then that really sets them up for success. And I think a child abuse free world is actually possible, but I'm an optimist.
Well, and we're thankful for you and your team for that. Now, we're in the last week of Child Abuse Prevention Month for October, but ultimately at the CCAC, this is an every month thing. And you guys are busy planning something for the new year that is going to help educate even further. Can you tell us about your virtual conference?
Yeah, so we're planning a 2021 virtual perinatal conference. It is going to occur over 3 days in January and a bit in February of 2021. And we're really excited about it. We have some fabulous speakers lined up, and we also have opportunities for networking and really being able to build the community around making sure that the pregnant, vulnerable Calgarians really have a huge support network with all the service providers that we can bring together that will hopefully create some strategies and some hope to take us into the future.
I love that. So more details will be launched soon, and people can find them at the website we have posted at the bottom of this video, can't they?
Yes, they sure can. And details will be coming very, very soon, and your chance to register will be coming as well.
All right. Well, Sandi, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to have more conversation with us today. And we know that if people have more questions or want to learn more about the post program, that they can contact you at the Calgary Area Child Advocacy Center.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from them.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.